Garrett.
And I'm Carolyn.
And we're Diary of a Family.
And today we have this wonderful couple that we get to interview today, and we have them in person. I'm so excited. This is Richard and Hope Marks from X Marx the Spot. So, shall we just dive right into it?
Yeah, let's get right into it.
All right. We are going to be looking at your comments. So please, if you have any questions for these guys, pop those up there and we'll get right to them, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So the first question we have is, tell us a little bit about yourselves, maybe how you met.
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting us and
You're
having us on your live stream. I think that's fantastic. We love watching you guys.
It's been so exciting all
week.
weekend with you guys.
Yeah.
So.
We met in the hospital. We're both nurses. We were both working as travel nurses at the time that we met.
Okay.
History of travel nursing already. I love it. So what do you do now? Where do you live? What's your lifestyle look like right now?
Right now we live just west of Fort Worth, Texas. And we have sticks and bricks. We've had the same house for a little over 15 years.
Pretty good chunk of time.
Yes. Yeah. We had been doing a little RVing, but you're going to ask that in a minute, I bet.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. If you roll right into it and it kind of answers some of our questions, we won't repeat those. But so you've owned a few RVs. You've told us a little bit about several of them. What's your setup right now? Truck and trailer, A-class, etc. And is it your favorite out of what you've experienced?
Right now we have a Grand Design Reflection 320 MKS.
You got all the numbers in.
I got it all in there.
Okay, all right.
Nice.
I don't know ours. We have a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, it has 3 slides, and it is 34 feet 7 inches, so we just call it 35. And it is a fifth wheel, and we have a 3/4 ton Ford that we tow it with.
That's good.
And it would be definitely our favorite of everything that we've had so far.
So tell us about those ones that you've, like, what was your first setup?
The first thing we had was a pop-up trailer.
Pop-ups.
And yes, which we bought used.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been a tent camper my whole life, but she really wasn't. And so
Good trade-off with those pop-ups, right?
Yeah, right.
Right.
You have a bed. You don't have to set up the tent.
And you're not on the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
off the ground. So we had a second pop-up, which was a little better than the first one. But she didn't like not having a bathroom and shower and everything self-contained.
That can be tough.
Yeah. So
Okay, so 2 pop-ups. Did you have a trailer before this Grand Design?
we had 2 different travel trailers. They were each about 20 feet. I think one was 20, the other 21. So they're about the same size. Different floor plan and different age. The first one was an older Prowler, and then the second one was a Skyline.
Skyline, yeah.
Skyline. Joey.
Joey.
Now, you were doing, like, weekend trips in these. You didn't
We're
ever
still
live in
doing
those.
pretty much weekends, or we have, because of our work, we can take 3 or sometimes 4-day weekends.
Mm-hmm.
We can, take some vacation time and spend a week. We mostly go to state parks and Corps of Engineers
All
until
throughout
recently.
Texas. Until recently, so tell us about recently.
Recently, we have become members of Thousand Trails, and Texas has 6 or 7 Thousand Trails parks,
Yeah, quite a
and
few.
so we've been to 3, and we hope to go to the
To
other
all of
3.
them. All them.
Yes.
But you're staying within Texas. You haven't traveled
For right
outside
now, we
of-
are. Yes,
Now, didn't you tell me that you attended Nomad Fest?
we did go to Nomad Fest. I had a plan to RV and travel in our retirement, and Hope wasn't fully on board with that. And then I talked her into going to Nomad Fest, and it was a big rally, and there was a movie premiere, and we sat and watched the movie with all the people who were in it, and we got to mingle and interact with all of them. And when we left there and started home, she said, we don't need to wait till we retire.
Let's just do it.
Let's just do it now.
But on the way to Nomad Fest, I said, I hope this is going to be everything that you expect that it's going to be.
I hope you're not let down.
Right.
I hope this isn't what, you've just blown it out of proportion. Yeah. You know what? It ended up that Garrett had to talk me into the lifestyle. He didn't have to push too much. But I did set this huge limit of like,
budget thing.
no, we need like a
Finances.
year to get prepared for this. And I really wish that he would have like pushed a little bit harder and said, no, we can do this sooner. And really, it is what it is. We took a long time. Other people take a short time. And it's just everybody's experience. But
How long did you take?
we took a year and 1 month before we got the house sold.
But we remodeled the house.
A
during
lot
the-
of work. I'm glad that
Yeah.
you said that you're planning to have somebody else
Yes,
take the house and do with it.
when we left Nomad Fest and got home and talked about it, and we bought the Grand Design fifth wheel, we decided that our launch date would be 1 year from the original, which
Right.
would
Which
be
would
the
be
end of
the-
October.
Right, which would be Nomad Fest 2019.
2019, which is
Right.
not going to happen, but
Right.
Yeah.
we're
We would
still
have been meeting you there.
yeah,
Very, very
better
sad.
yet.
We had our tickets and everything.
Our tickets and everything, but no, it's okay. We have other great things happening. So, do we have anybody who's joined us?
Our national adventure is
Hi,
on.
our national adventure, Allison and Andrew and their 3 kiddos.
They were mentioning about going to Nomad Fest
oh,
sometime.
were you guys
and,
planning to go too?
Yeah, and I mentioned that it's no more, unfortunately.
I know, it's so sad.
There's so many other rallies though,
So many.
and
Yeah.
so much really great stuff came out of that.
There was
So
a lot.
it's unfortunate that it didn't carry on, but the community carries on.
Yes.
Always. And it changes, I mean, even month to month, the community changes. New people are added, other people decide that they're done, and they move back to
Mhm.
more of a normal lifestyle. But
Yeah.
Are you calling us abnormal?
you get, you guys are in the abnormal range right now where you're like, no. Everybody has a different lifestyle, right?
Right.
Everybody decides to live life differently, and ours
Intentionally.
is just exactly. Ours is just a little bit more radical than what most mainstream Americans expect. Even though you don't have kids, you're still in working time of life. We have kids. They're like, oh, we couldn't do it. We have kids. I'm like, I have 3. You can totally do it.
Can't
I have coworkers always saying, oh, I love that. I know somebody who does that. That's so cool. I could never do it. Why? I have kids. I have kids too. You have to have a good spouse who's on board with you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
and-
you have to have awesome kids.
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you do. So
Yeah.
Your kids have to be on board with it too, and we took that year to kind of prepare them.
Well, and our kids are young enough that the transition is not going to be as hard for them.
No.
The older you get, the harder it becomes.
Yeah, when we hear people online, oh, we have a teenager and we're not sure, and is this the right choice? And we're like, you always have to make them part of that decision, and say, okay, well, we're going to do this for X amount of years, but we will make sure that, like the Bordeaux's, what do they call their channel now? Not Funman's Family.
Road school.
Road School. They are going to stay put for a couple of years now that their daughter is into her last year of high school or something like that. A couple of years of high school, so that she can get a firm foundation, and then be launched into adulthood. And after that, they may hit the road again with their youngers.
Yeah.
So we don't know.
So Nursing Our Travel Bug has joined us.
Hi, Nursing Our Travel Bug, Natasha and Bill.
You'll want to stick around for this video for sure.
Yes, other nursing fans. Okay, you want to give him this one? It's the nursing one.
Yeah. So travel nursing is in your history from what 20+ years ago.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing or planning to do to make the transition back to travel nursing easier?
I don't think it'll be an easy transition, but since we have done it, we do have a pretty good idea of what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're doing right now really is trying to establish an address that we can use, and trying to eliminate all of the stuff that we've accumulated
That's
over
the
the
big
years.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Is
That's
that
the big
falling
thing.
mainly to you, or is it a dual, like, are you both in that process of purging. Because I know, like, he had the stuff in the house that I was like, you've got to purge this. And I had the stuff in the house that I was like, he was constantly telling me, you got to purge this. Do you have...
We had a garage sale, and I prepared for weeks for the
Weeks.
garage sale.
Hmm.
And the day before, he starts pulling stuff out. He sold more than I did.
Usually
I
the
have better
guys
stuff.
do. Yeah. It's the power tools. Everybody
Yeah.
comes to garage sales looking for power tools.
They were taking
They go
boxes
first.
of tools.
They go first. Garrett just threw a bunch into a box and said the whole box, $20. Or here's this tool, $120. And
Yeah.
like, seriously, go
They did.
like hotcakes. I
Yeah.
mean, we sold our crappy little what was it? It was a John Deere lawnmower.
Riding lawnmower.
I mean, everything was, the outside cover was all
Coming-
chipping off
coming
and breaking
apart.
in pieces, and somebody bought the darn thing. I'm like, okay, all right, it's a tool. It ran. It did just fine. The outside just looked
She,
old.
I cleaned my closet out, and she looked in the truck and said, "Where did all this come from?" I was like, "It all came from my closet, and it's all going to the Goodwill."
Wow, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
my
remember
front
the
seat
same
was
thing.
full, my back seat was full,
Yeah.
and I didn't have anything in the bed because it was
Yeah.
raining and I didn't want it wet.
I don't know how many trips I made to Goodwill.
Oh.
It was almost a
Oh, a lot.
weekly thing. Oh, the
Our
box
process-
is full for Goodwill. Go take it to.
Our process, because I was working full time and we had 3 kids, including a baby, we had to do this in such a long period of time. So it was like, I would clean out a closet. We would have another full box. We would leave a box on the dryer, and throughout the week I would put an item or 2 into it until it was full. And then we would take it to the garage. And then there would be this huge mound in the garage
Right.
that he would then load into the truck and take to Goodwill while I was on at work or something like that. And so we did that, constantly moving from the house out to the garage and then out to Goodwill.
Kind of just had like this little trail of
Yeah,
items and different processes of
yeah,
going away.
yeah. But it feels so good, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Just
I
like
sold a
it.
lot of stuff on eBay.
We did do a little bit of online.
A lot of the higher end items we would sell on Facebook or Craigslist.
Craigslist. But otherwise, we ended up just Goodwilling it. We didn't have the time to market our stuff.
Well, I've told her that what I think we should do is set up the RV, get what we really think we need, and move into it.
Yeah.
And then put an ad in for moving sale. And just open the front doors and say, what are you going to give me for this?
Yep.
Whatever it is,
Yeah.
we'll take it.
It actually works.
Our friends, the Loves, did the same.
Right, the Loves
Well, the
in
Heberts
Louisiana.
did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told her, look, you just need to do a garage sale or just donate it all. And she's like, I heard about doing an estate sale. Perfect, Louisiana. Nobody wants to be out in the heat. So they opened their doors up and they brought everything into like the main bedrooms and the living room and the garage and kitchen. Everything they didn't want sold, they shoved into the master bedroom and locked it all up. And they had people walk through their house from about 7 a.m. until about 1. And they just did the one day. The one day. But again, they're like us, younger couple, kids. A lot of your stuff is not all that expensive and trashy.
Yeah.
So, you don't get a lot for your stuff.
Sorry for the
Even
pin
stuff
marks.
that you think
Yeah.
is valuable,
Right.
Nobody else
other
does.
people may not think is
Right.
valuable.
Yep.
So.
Right, it's true. But I told her, okay, after this garage sale thing, you just needed to load it all up and take it to Goodwill. Don't look at it again. You've already decided you're getting rid of it. So it's hard to part
It's
with
very
your
hard.
things
Very hard.
when you're used to having.
But it's also very refreshing once it's done.
You're unburdened. What? What are you laughing?
Oh, Jason sent me a pic of your steaks. What a jerk.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Go
So
on,
that's
rabbit
That's
trail.
going to be in
Nursing-
tomorrow's
video.
nursing our travel bug. So Jason sent them a picture. But
Yes, it was.
we would have invited you, but you guys are all the way in Connecticut.
Yeah, a little far away.
Too far away.
We want to do a nursing rally, like travel nurse
Travel
rally.
nurse
Oh
rally.
yeah, that'd
See
be
if we can
fun.
figure out how to
Yeah.
like coordinate, a bunch
Oh,
of
that would be
families to come to one
awesome.
area for like 3 months, or at least
To, like,
at
work
least
in
a
the
couple months
hospitals?
overlap.
Yeah.
From what I've
Everybody
seen,
find a hospital in this city.
Yeah.
this coming winter, there are a lot of the YouTubers that have already said we're going to be in Florida.
Florida, yeah.
So I don't know where, but it's
Florida
going to
is
be
a pretty big
interesting.
state.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
a lot
it's
of people
huge.
congregate on Orlando. It's a big one.
Unfortunately, we've been away from Washington State since March, and so by wintertime, we want to actually be kind of moving back towards the West Coast. So Florida's out for us.
Yeah,
for
you're going to
winter.
be in Arizona.
We'll probably
Arizona,
we
New
might winter
Mexico.
next year in Florida.
Right. So our thought is leaving from Washington next year and heading the northern states across to the East Coast and then down to Florida for the winter. So kind of doing like we did the lower states, and then we'll do the upper states and down. We don't know. It may change.
It may change. Yeah.
Well, you got to fill that map.
We do have to fill
Yes.
them out. It's getting there. It's getting there. Any of you out there have those United States maps on your rig
Yeah.
and filling them in? We saw one at the last. I feel like at the last park at Lake
Last Thousand Trails.
Tawakoni.
Tawakoni.
So we were pronouncing Lake Tawakoni
Totally
the wrong
wrong.
way in our last few videos. So it's Lake Tawakoni, not Lake Tawakoni. That's how we
But we were pronouncing it like we're normally pronouncing
like
those
some
kind
sort of Native
Native American stuff.
Yeah, in the Northwest.
We
yeah.
saw a map here about an hour ago, and the only state that's not filled in is Kansas.
Yeah.
Kansas.
Yeah.
Kind of smack down.
Yeah,
like,
right in the middle.
Florida's in the
I thought, how can you go to all of those other states and not go through?
Go
Kansas?
through. I mean,
Well,
even like when you were in one of the other closer states, just decide.
Everyone
well,
has their
down it.
rules, though, and you may have to stay there, not just drive.
Yeah.
So I was on the phone with my mom, catching up because we hadn't talked for a while. Last night, I was up late, and she would almost have me talked out of our rules.
Oh, really?
She's like, "You guys were in those states together as a family,
Mississippi
experiencing."
and Alabama.
Well, Mississippi we just drove through, but Alabama we actually stayed, but we were in an Airbnb, so it like we didn't take the trailer, we didn't stay there in the trailer. She's like, "But you guys went, and then you went to Hawaii as a family." Well, that was before we were even in the rig. So
Yeah.
I was like, "Nope, we can't put those stickers on." I don't know.
Well,
Anybody out there, you think I'm crazy? Do you think we should stick those stickers on our map?
See, I want to go with any place we've ever been,
Hope
Yeah.
so.
whether we have
Yeah.
whether we have the RV or not. So then our map is going to be
Filled in really
pretty.
fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, with the amount of time that we have with our kids and who knows how long we're going to do this. And if I get jobs in certain areas, will we miss spots just because of my stupid rules? Like getting it filled
I
in?
think it's if you spend the night in that state, you can
Right.
put the sticker on it.
Right,
That's
well,
ours.
we spent
Even
the
if
night.
it's a
we spent
Airbnb.
we spent several nights in Alabama, but we were in an Airbnb. We didn't take the trailer. We
It
left
has to be, if you're going to put it on the rig, it has to be where the rig has
But
been
my mom
overnight.
was like,
Like Hawaii.
the
Yeah.
rig
That's
isn't
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 done.
the experience, right? It doesn't matter that the rig is not experiencing. It's what you're experiencing as a family. And so I'm like, oh,
That's a good point.
it is a good
Yeah,
point.
it is. It
And I
is.
was like, oh, Mom, you're almost talking me out of my rules. I hate it.
Well, and I mean, some people like the Boudreaux from Row School. They have to go to that state and then go paddleboarding on a lake. So those are their two rules.
So what happens
be
if
able to
there's
put a sticker
no
on.
lake that they can paddleboard in?
They go find something, a river or something to go paddleboarding.
Wow.
That's their thing. We're not much paddleboarders.
That's their thing. So, and
Take a
other
walk.
people
We
have
took a
like
walk in
a
the
huge
States.
list of.
We took a walk in the state. That's good enough for us. That's all we do with our kids at this point. We haven't done any major hiking like we thought we were gonna do.
No, they're too little.
They're too little.
Yeah.
They're too little.
Eventually. soon.
Eventually, yeah. All right. Any questions on the?
Not at the
No,
moment.
not at the moment.
If you guys have questions, get it in now,
Yeah.
and we will ask it in a few minutes.
All right. So, what is your timeline? I think you touched on it a little bit. What's your timeline for going full time, and why the change in lifestyle?
Our timeline may stretch. Originally, it was October. By the end of October of this
October.
year,
Okay.
and the reasoning would be that we can't. We're essentially empty nesters, and we, after going to Nomad Fest last year, it was like, if you don't do it while you can, you may not have the opportunity later.
Yeah.
If your body fails you,
Or,
finances.
we have seen 2 people destroyed in accidents in less than a week.
Yes.
So-
Young people.
People that were close to you.
No, one of them we never knew, but we saw somebody. We came upon a fatality motorcycle accident.
Thankfully, we weren't the first people there.
Right.
There were lots of people already stopped, so we did not stop. But
And shortly after Nomad Fest, one of my coworkers retired to live in an RV full time, and was never able to do it because she got cancer. And you know, you just
The
never
medical
know.
bills
So you
and
need to
the
do it while you
medical
can.
needs. Yeah.
so, and if you watch the RV Nomads movie, one of the things it says is really, if you have a dream, then
Do it.
do it
Yeah.
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 now.
Do it now and do it with what you have, which is
Right.
what KYD uses. So keep your daydream. They're like, we took off in the rig that we had because that's what we had, and it wasn't perfect, and they were in it for like a year or more before they upgraded. So
Yep.
we were blessed to start with a rig that we could have dealt with, and then felt like we could upgrade to this rig, which we feel like we could live in forever if it doesn't fall apart around us, right?
Yeah.
But taking
But it's
good
holding
care
up
of it.
good, isn't it?
Considering the 3 kids that live in it, yes. But we have the full warranty on it. It's a brand new thing, so that it's fully warranted, and we try to fix any issues that we cause right away. So
Yeah.
I nicked the roof in a couple of places, trying to chip ice off of it. I will never do that again. So we went and repaired it with the patch things and everything. But you've got to learn to take care of what you have, even though yes, it's not the best quality like a house would be made out of. But I mean, these darn things, they go through an earthquake every time you move them.
Yeah.
They hold together pretty well. So
And John and Kristen did a video today about how theirs is held up.
right,
For
Wendy,
yes,
because
Yes.
they've
for
been
a year.
in her for a year, so they're doing all their year-end things as they've come upon their 1 year. So that normally they're on. Are they on?
I think they're up in Mount Rainier again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So No Ordinary Path, John and Kristen Farnsworth. And yeah, they've been an itty bitty Wendy, and they've done a just
They've
within the
just
last few.
remodeled.
Right, when they were in Nevada, they painted her
Painted.
and changed some things about her to make her more livable. But yeah, they're in Washington right now, and they're probably up in Mount Rainier where there's no cell reception at all. 0. We've tried. There's none up there.
One of the things that I learned was I had a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
and I liked all my stuff. But now that I'm getting rid of all my stuff, trying to sell it at garage sales and stuff, nobody wants my stuff. So
Yeah.
I want the experiences rather than the stuff.
Right. We want to do that with our kids too, but we're not just buying them stuff that they're gonna play with, break, and throw away.
They're always like Walmart or something. They're like, wow, look at that like Hot Wheel, like powered 4-wheel drive thing.
Something
I'm
or
like,
other, yeah.
where are you gonna put it?
Yeah,
we can't put it anywhere.
We
That's
have
like
no place.
$200.
We no place for it. Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
We have a plan or a hope to get e-bikes.
Oh yes,
So-
I've seen
Fine.
those.
Yeah,
Yeah. You wouldn't want to strap them to the outside of the trailer though.
I don't know.
You would want to bring them inside. If they're stolen, or you don't want them rained on while you're traveling.
I've seen people put covers on them.
These things.
Yeah.
So the e-bikes, those are electronic, right?
Right, the
Yeah.
the
Yeah. I think
electric
we've
bikes.
seen those.
Yeah, they're nice.
So you
RV
pedal,
shows.
but you get
RV
some-
shows
yeah.
is where
Yeah.
they show
Yeah,
them.
they're everywhere.
I don't know why. RVers, you want electric bikes, right?
Yes.
Here, it's like everybody has a
Golf cart.
golf
Golf
cart
cart.
or something, or 4-wheel something. But it makes sense since the lake is so far away. All right.
So, X Marks the Spot. That's a pretty awesome name. Like, are you guys planning to document your travels on YouTube, or how is that working out?
We are not probably going to be big content creators and make a YouTube channel. We do have a Facebook page where we are already documenting our travels and our experiences, and it is X Marks the Spot.
Yeah.
And we, on our page, we start with a map, we put an X on it, and then we follow it with photos and stories of that experience.
I love it. I've
That's
seen those
And
posts.
yes.
They're so engaging. I love them.
And we decided to, everyone gives their RV a name. So ours is Spot.
Oh, Spot.
That's
Oh.
awesome. It fits.
Why? Why Spot?
X marks the spot.
Oh, I get it now. Oh.
So now
It's
you
like
know
Spot.
where Spot
I was
is.
I was like, you have
Spot's right here.
X marks the spot. That's
Yeah.
great. I love it.
So
I
we
was thinking,
Pull out the map and put an X and
here it is.
Here it is.
Spot's here.
Yep. So we do have a question that actually both of us could kind of answer.
Okay.
How do you guys like the new campground?
Okay, and this is from
So,
our national adventure.
Our national adventure.
Okay.
a new campground?
So the campground, well, because if you've been watching our daily vlogs, we've been
going
jumping from campground to
Thousand Trails.
campground. You know, some thousand trails are better than others.
True.
And so, for us coming here, it's like, oh, wow, this is nice. We decided to extend and stay another day and all that. So,
You guys have been to all three of those parks, Lake Whitney.
We have not been to Tawakoni.
Okay.
We have been to Whitney
Bridgeport.
and Bridgeport and
Okay.
here. This is our second time to come here.
okay.
So between the three that you've been to, Whitney, Bridgeport, and here, which do you think?
This one would be the one,
This one's the
would be
better
our
one.
first choice.
And we are going to come out with a review, I
Yeah.
think, of
Yeah, we're
the
gonna-
three.
All three
Whitney, Tawakoni, and this one. This one is Lake
of them. Lake
Texoma.
Texoma. Lake Texoma. And again, I believe that we would rate this one as the top out of the three.
Well, and if you look at reviews, there the one at Lake Conroe has very positive reviews, and I can't wait to see it. And then a lot of people, RV love Lake Medina,
Okay.
and
And those
they
are
did a
further
video
south.
about it.
That's more like San
That's South
Antonio.
Texas, yes.
We're not going to make it down there.
No.
So
Not this time.
not this time.
Yeah.
But this is a pretty typical Thousand Trails, I think.
Yeah.
I was comparing it to we went to an Encore Park up in Washington, and it's comparable. The Encore Park was a little cleaner, I think, but it's a different run. It's just through the Thousand Trails membership you can get discounts on that, and so a $60 a night stay was a lot. It was less. It was much more affordable, but
It was like 45 a night. So, but we only stayed like a week.
Well, and there's I just got an email with a 20% discount for a 1 week stay at an Encore Park.
nice, very nice.
So
Well,
they
run to that
send
music.
some emails occasionally with better discounts
Yeah.
for those Encore parks.
Yeah.
Or you can get the Trails collection and
And
include
just
them.
do it, right? Which is what some people have done. I think the Boudreaux have done that, but they were moving.
Well, they
always
bought
from
a
park to
used
park.
they bought a used membership.
Right, they bought it from someone.
Yeah.
They have that ability, unlike us, where we get stuck in a location and have to utilize just those parks. I mean, in Shreveport, we couldn't go to any Thousand Trails. There's nothing there.
Yeah. The closest one for them was, or for Shreveport, was
Yeah.
Tawakoni.
Tawakoni, yeah. So
Yeah.
not really in driving distance. So that's one thing. If you are a travel nurse, if you're looking for locations, don't necessarily jump and get the memberships to these big
Yeah.
groups unless you know that you're going to get to spots that have Thousand Trails that
Yeah.
you can utilize it. So we had a membership and didn't use it much at all. But it's been nice between jobs if you're going to do more traveling in between jobs.
Well, it all
Plan.
depends on how you do your travel.
Right.
Because you could do park hopping, and the Trails collection. If you do it a year and you keep jumping between Encore and Thousand Trails, you could travel all over the U.S. and really get your money's worth out of that. But
You would have to be very mobile.
very mobile.
which is what some of the RV life experiences. They can go wherever they want as long as there's good internet.
Yeah.
But when we're working at this is our location, it's a lot different.
Yes.
So it's nice to know that there are other people who are kind of in that same situation.
Yes.
Now, when you guys go, will you attempt to get a job at the same hospital, same unit, or
Not the same unit, but probably
Same
with
hospital.
the same hospital. But
So-
we'll also be able to, hopefully, as long as one of us has a job,
right? The other
then
one can
the
take.
other one can yeah.
You might switch
Take some
off back
time.
and forth.
Yes.
You'll get this contract off, and he'll work, and then vice versa. That's good. That's a good idea too. So specialties. Will you stay in post-op care?
I do pre-op and
Pre-op
recovery.
and post-op. Okay. So that's what
Yep.
you would stay in,
Mhm.
and then would you end up going back to ER work?
I could go back to ER work or urgent care, but right now I'm looking at recovery.
Recovery only. Okay. So our surgery people. I'm the med surg one. Natasha does ICU, cardiac.
Labor and delivery. Oh no, that was.
No, gosh, what is it?
I don't remember. Natasha, what do you do? I can't remember when we interviewed you. You told us. And then John Farnsworth is ICU.
Yeah.
And then we met
The
the LaRue's, which you'll see in the video
Tomorrow's
tomorrow.
video.
So FYI, you're not getting one of our daily vlogs today. It will come out tomorrow at 8 p.m. and you'll get to see these guys and the LaRue's, another great family that we got to meet, another one of our DFAMs. And Rebecca is a labor and delivery nurse with some history in pediatrics.
Yeah.
So they aren't full-time, but they are definitely considering it yet. And they came out to pick our brains and see our setup and ask lots of questions.
Yeah.
So, anyway, back to our questions. We're almost there at the end. Any other questions online there, Gary?
Nothing yet. There's kind of a conversation going on.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm missing it. Normally I can read the screen too. And
So
multitask.
the loves are on.
Hi, Dee. We miss you guys. I hope
Yeah.
your kiddos are doing better.
And they're having a conversation with Our National Adventure
Uh-huh.
about why they went full timing why they launched in the fall.
In
And
the
Our
fall,
National Adventure
right.
mentioned that launching in the fall is a great time.
Because
to
the
do it.
parks aren't full. People
They're not
aren't on the
full.
road.
It's just transitioning seasons, so you're not getting the hot weather. It's cooler environments, and they said they basically chased the fall until springtime.
Yeah.
And they were going their breakneck speed. I don't want to travel with them, but
That's okay. That's okay. Allison, you and Andrew are just amazing. With 3 kids, one of them a baby, and then going every week moving.
every week to a different
Just
place.
insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
But they've
Yeah.
seen so much of the United States. And they're already talking about settling down. I saw your post on Facebook, though, Allison, that you're not quite ready yet. I'm glad. So glad.
Hit some of the Midwest states. Get some of those out of the way.
All right. So how can our viewers connect with you? Go ahead and just repeat that because you talked about Facebook.
Our Facebook page is also X Marks the Spot. Because there are multiple X Marks the Spot pages, it's .rv. So
X Marks the Spot .rv on Facebook.
on Facebook.
And I do have a link in the description, so you can check them out there by just following that link as well.
I tried to make a QR code,
Mhm.
and it wouldn't
take it?
go to Facebook.
He'll have to show you.
When you every time you
You do it.
scan the
Scan.
QR code, then it would send
Take
you
you
to a Facebook sign-in page.
Huh.
I wonder if that's. I don't know.
Well, for us, our QR code takes us to the YouTube page.
Right.
You can try simplifying like the URL, like facebook.com/xmarksthespot.rv. Because sometimes if you take the whole URL that like Facebook gives
Facebook
you,
use.
it gets so convoluted
Then it'll just take
that
you to
it's
the
just like,
Facebook
what's
login.
going on?
Okay, guys, you can talk about this offline.
Right.
Right? Our viewers don't want to hear about this, right? Actually, I
Yeah.
had a doctor on my last night at work in Louisiana, and he found out because I was saying goodbye to everybody that I was leaving, and that I had a YouTube channel, and I gave him a card because he wanted to check it out, right? And he's like, "Whoa, a URL? Whoa,
QR
I am a QR code. I'm super impressed. Like, tell your husband I'm super impressed with how did he do it?" I'm like, I don't know. He does it. He's amazing.
QR generator is an app on your phone. You can make it app. It's pretty
So
simple.
Dr. Olin was super impressed
Okay.
with your card.
QR code.
Since we already have 500 of those cards,
Yeah.
where anyone
So
who
they have little cards.
yes, you should have just a contact card that
Yeah.
has your basic information,
Basic information
so that people
find
can because we met the LaRues, and it's like we may never see them again, but even if we don't, they have our phone number. They know where our Facebook page is.
Yep.
They have our email address, and since we live like less than an hour from them, maybe we'll go to 1,000 Trails Park.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know.
And I mean, how often has somebody told me their name and then I can't for the life of me remember it?
Yeah.
And if they're gone, you can't ask again. Let alone remember a YouTube channel, a Facebook, and an email. It's all nice to say, yeah, we have a YouTube channel. It's Diary of Family. Here. I don't have to write it down for you. Here you go.
Exactly.
So, well, you guys, it's been a blast this weekend.
It has.
Our kids have
I'm so
enjoyed
glad
it.
we got to meet you.
I know. I am so blessed that you came out of your way, took the entire weekend off to spend it with us and our family, and kind of become our grandparents on the road.
On the road. That's what the kids told me.
Really, the kids miss out on those adult interactions with older people that can kind of guide them gently instead of like a parent. Stop doing what you're doing.
Are we really older people?
No, we already talked about this at dinner. We talked about at dinner whether or not you could be old enough to be our parents, and no, maybe no.
No, I don't think so.
Any other comments online?
No, our National Venture signed off because we had to take care of
Bye.
and then Sightseeing and RVing, which is the Loves, said how wonderful.
How wonderful. Well, Dee, you guys are just doing amazing, clearing out your house, and I mean, I always keep telling you this, that I'm so proud of you and super excited for what you're doing with your family.
Yep.
But whatever it ends up looking like, because I know you've been looking for the right rig and it just isn't materializing yet.
Yeah,
Unless,
you'll find it.
So seriously, text me or call me, girl, if you found the rig. I can't wait. And you guys need to come and visit us once
Yes.
you do have the rig. So.
Yep.
But thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us.
Thank you for letting us come.
Yes.
We're going to part ways tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Drive safely home. We'll be in Amarillo for like 3 months, so you know where we are.
So maybe we can come to Amarillo.
Yeah, if you're
That's a long
doing
drive.
it is a long drive. It's a long drive.
Yep.
So, Garrett, you want to tell everybody what's going on tomorrow?
So tomorrow we're releasing our video that was scheduled for today. It was just easier for us with our schedule to do our live stream today, and then do the rest of it tomorrow. But we'll be back on schedule tomorrow, and we'll do daily for the next couple of days. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see if we want to continue doing daily videos after we get to Amarillo and get settled in. So, because at one point it's going to get to where it's going to be, okay, it's schoolwork all day, and it's, it'll be very monotonous once we get back to our normal routine. But, we're with RV living, it's not a vacation the whole time. It's not 100%. I'm on vacation, eating s'mores every night and grill, and stuff like that. So, we have our routines. And
by the way, did you ever open your marshmallows?
He did.
I did.
He roasted it.
The coals were still going, so I'm like, I gotta get some more use out of it.
He brought them back in, but they were like blonde, like still almost all white, and I'm like, he couldn't see it.
I couldn't see out there, so dark.
Garrett, I want to send you our shout outs. I've
Okay.
forgotten that. I'm trying to send them to you now.
The steaks last night were incredible.
Oh,
Oh
yes.
my gosh. Okay, tell him about Jason's Steaks.
So Jason LaRue owns J&J Meat Market in Sulphur Springs, and there's another location as well. And he has like whatever they put on that steak and how he cooked it.
It was incredible.
It was just amazing. I mean, we've been to some 5-star, fancy dressed up steak places, and it wasn't as good.
Yeah, it was not as good
It
as
was
that.
fantastic.
And he was teaching us too about the different cuts in the New York, and this is ribeye, and here's the ribbon steak. Oh my gosh, that first bite of meat that I had, the ribbon steak, I was like, oh, I have died and gone to heaven.
Yeah.
And we're not in a 5-star restaurant. We're outside.
No,
I'm
we're
sorry.
outside
Table.
barbecuing.
On paper
Cooking it.
We're
plates.
grilling. Sorry.
paper plates grilling off of charcoal briquettes, and he's cutting it right there on the paper plates for us.
It was fantastic.
Oh my goodness, it was all about the experience.
So watch tomorrow.
Yes,
watch tomorrow, you'll
tomorrow's video.
see it. Your
Yep.
mouth will water. All right, so I did not update our shout outs from today. We had a subscriber join us just before we hopped on here live.
Yep.
So we'll add them to the next go live. So for this week, we're at 517.
All right.
Woo!
Thank you.
We're 483, such a big number, to our 1,000 subscriber goal.
But it's gonna go fast.
It is going to go fast. And you guys, every time we get a new subscriber, we're hoping that they'll join in these talks and we'll get to know them and maybe make another amazing connection like we
Yeah.
have with the Marks here. So a shout out to Mustang Black, Miss K, Fulltime Rovers, and Doris McLaughlin. I was going to screw that one. So if we didn't shout you out, it could be because your profile is secured, and if you want to
Private.
shout out, private. If you
Let
want to
us know.
shout out, just contact us either on Facebook or shoot us a message on one of our videos on YouTube, and we'll add you to the shout out list.
Yep.
That's it. That's all I have. All right. Any
Well,
last
thanks.
thoughts? You're
No.
welcome. It's been a blast. All the times we floated in the pool together this weekend.
Yes.
Great. I'm sorry.
I'm going to
for-
miss you and the kiddos.
I know. I could tell you were really missing babies and wanted Edison's attention, and he was being that 2-year-old. Oh, leave me alone.
He broke down, though.
He did finally. I saw you. You took over the grammar role and grabbed him by the hand and walked him out of the restaurant tonight. It was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. Tune in for that.
Yeah.
All of our activities today with these guys it'll be Tuesday when that comes out.
Yep.
Probably. So.
Yeah. So stay tuned.
All right. Stay tuned for those daily vlogs, and we'll be settling in Amarillo here very soon and starting a new contract we're super excited about.
Yep.
And maybe we will get some sort of nursing rally together. Sounds like
That'd be
Sounds
awesome.
like fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like a blast. All right, guys,
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video,
give it a thumbs
Thumbs
up.
up. and as always,
Live life intentionally.